Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Social Outcasts. Wait a minute. I thought we were doing Games Lost to the Ages. No? I didn't hear about this one. Alright. Anyway, I'm Blitz, your host for MaddnessScene. As always, it's good to have you with us. We're talking. Wait a minute, we're talking? Okay, I definitely didn't sign up for this. I did? Well, what do you want me to do then? Just talk about myself? Really? Okay, alright. Well, here we have it. The Social Outcasts Podcast. This seems to be the work of my good friend Marshall, aka Legacy of Marsh, aka whatever handles he goes by these days. And you know what? I'm proud of him, because as he will probably testify, I've been bugging the heck out of him to start doing stuff for our YouTube channel, because he is the co-host of MaddnessScene, and last couple months it's been mostly me posting stuff. So it's good to get him involved finally. I know he had a couple experiments with trying to stream some video and do a couple games here and there, but unfortunately I guess he was having some computer problems or something. And he loves podcasts. So what better way to contribute something to the channel than by coming up with a podcast, which he decided to call Social Outcasts. So, I guess the elephant in the room question, I'll just get it right out of the way right now. Am I, Blitz, a social outcast? Yes and no. Depends on which me you ask. If you asked me 6, 7, 8 years ago, yeah, I probably would have said yes. These days, not so much. It's true. In the past, I wasn't exactly the popular kid in school, the guy that everybody talked about, everybody knew him. He was that big goofball, or he was that quarterback on the high school team or something. No, I wasn't that guy. I was just one of those nerdy guys with glasses. That was me, I had a couple friends. Made a lot of acquaintances back in those days too. And actually I've been very fortunate to have some friends that I've had for a long time I still keep up with, including Legacy of Marsh, my co-host of this channel. Him and I go way back. Perhaps we'll talk about how we met or something in another episode. But, so a little bit about me. Well, alright. I'm going to try not to mention Games Lost to the Ages too much, because if you want to know about that, you can watch my video series. But if you've listened to any of our videos of us playing old games, when I say us, I'm giving my buddy credit, but actually it's mainly been me. I like playing old games. There's certain games that just kind of will forever have a place in my heart. And that's why I decided I wanted to do the Games Lost to the Ages series. So, if you watch those, you've recognized my voice. I'm Blitz. And, what kind of things am I interested in? Well, I like music. I don't really have a particular musical genre that I like a lot. I can tell you that in the past I listened to a lot of rock and alternative and metal and all that. The last couple of years I've been listening to classical music. I've always had a liking for video game soundtracks too. A lot of times they're the best of both worlds when it comes to like the classical and rock and such, because video games kind of just draw from all that. And like part of it, I think the reason why I like the video game soundtracks too is that it kind of just invokes those memories of good times playing those games. Now, gaming's not all that I do. In fact, recently I've been actually gaming less and less, to the point where really Games Lost to the Ages is all that I really play anymore. It's not permanent, but just been trying to take a break from things. I like bicycling. I had gotten to the point where I could ride like 20 miles a day easily. I just kind of like and I would just ride around anywhere, really, sidewalks. Sometimes I'd find like backwoods trails or something. But I just kind of like that exploration aspect. And that's kind of the thing that I like. I like exploring. I like just kind of seeing kind of the lay of the land is. So my favorite vacation spot is Sleeping Bear Dunes in Michigan, northwest part. It's a bunch of sand dunes that you can just hike up and down. They also got a couple islands out there. I went camping on those before. I used to do a lot of camping back in the day, though not so much anymore. These days I do jogging. I'm not a big fitness person, although every once in a while I keep telling myself, oh yeah, I'm gonna get into a fitness regimen, but you know how that goes. As far as other things about me, I mean, I'm a single guy. Unlike my buddy Marshall, him and Chrissy have their child, Jackson. He's a cute guy too. I've seen him a couple times. He's just over a year old, I think, now. But yeah, good for them. I'm a single guy. Never really been much of a ladies' man. It is what it is. Going back to the whole social outcasts thing, yeah, it always seemed like I kind of just drifted there. But I made some really good friends over time. For a while, though, it seemed like that was kind of cursed, because like anytime I would like become really good friends with someone, they would end up like moving, or somehow I'd lose touch with them or something like that. And I'm not really exactly the type of guy who goes out of his way to keep in touch with people. Especially like, even though I'm an IT professional, that's my job. I'm not a big social media guy. I kind of just like the whole, let's have a conversation, let's talk in person kind of thing. And I mean, like, substitutes for talking are fine, like Skype, and heck, doing this podcast is fine. But as far as like the whole, I'm gonna post something on the timeline, or I'm gonna tweet, or it's just not my thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, nothing beats being able to talk in person, kind of have a good time, meet up with friends, play games, or go to other things. Can't really replace the whole human aspect of it, and that's kind of what I like. I like the natural things. Just kind of don't need I don't think you need to rely on technology for everything. Technology has its purposes, and again, I make my living off of working with technology, so I'm no stranger to it. It's just the matter of kind of just like meeting in person with people. It is what it is. But I still make a lot of friends these days. At work, I've made good acquaintances with a lot of people. In college, I was part of a student organization. Met a lot of people there. Still keep in touch with some of them. So, I mean, I wouldn't really classify myself as a social outcast. In the past, I may have felt that way about myself. But my whole mindset's kind of changed. In the past, I was a glass is half empty kind of guy. Now, I might be inclined to tell you it's half full. I mean, I know that's an old adage, proverb. I don't even know what the appropriate word is for that, but you get my point. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, my life sucks. Man, I'm struggling to get by. I'm really blessed, and I'm really fortunate that I don't feel that way and I don't face that kind of thing. So, a couple other random trivia about me. I'm a punny guy. Yes, I did say pun-y. I'm known as the bad pun guy to a lot of people. I can't promise you that I won't drop a couple at some point or another on this podcast series whenever I appear on it, okay? So, just warning you right now, if you don't like the puns, a couple of them might be coming your way. But hey, you know what? If you ask me, you gotta have fun. You gotta enjoy yourself. And that's the thing. Like I try not to let the little things bother me. But yeah, okay. So going into maybe a little bit more light-hearted topic here. With gaming, like I said, I like playing games a lot. I like strategy games. I grew up on like military-themed games. I did on Games Lost to the Ages, Super Conflict, which is one of the first games I ever played. So I kind of have this pedigree of the military-style games, the strategy games, the games that kind of make you sit down and think. I mean, yes, I like a shooter game as much as the next guy, and I like games like Skyrim. You can go in and swing your swords and everything. But I mean, nothing to me. The best kind of games are the ones that just kind of make you sit there and think, what's my next move going to be? What's the big picture? And that's why I like the games like grand strategy titles. I know Paradox Interactive made a couple good ones. I like playing Hearts of Iron 3 and Europa Universalis 3, Age of Wonders 3. I like a lot of 3-number games, I've noticed, when it comes to strategy games. Civilization 5. And I know Civ 6 just came out. I'll probably get that at some point. It looks pretty good. But yeah, I mean, these are all games where you can't really play them in one sitting, but that's okay because, like, I have time. And I, like, you know, if I'm at work or if I'm doing exercise or if I'm doing other activities, I can kind of just, like, think in my head, daydream a little bit. What's my next move going to be? What am I going to do? How am I going to deal with this threat that I'm facing in the game? What should I invest in? I'm a thinking man. I'm also an expert at monologuing. A lot of times when I think to myself a lot. And a lot of times I come up with good ideas, I think, and sometimes maybe not so good ideas. I've always been kind of creative, but not really inventive. One of my hobbies as a younger kid was to kind of like take the pieces from different board games and put them together. Like, say, use the board from one game, use pieces from another game, use pieces from another game, and kind of just make up a brand new game with that set of pieces. Kind of disregard the rules from what they're actually from, and just kind of have fun with it. These days, I don't do that as much, but one thing I kind of want to tap into is making my own games. And they won't be like, you know, great quality or anything, but it's kind of just the concept of, hey, you know, I got some programming experience. I could write up a game on the computer or something. So that's something I'm going to try and dabble into. And if I have any success, I might even post like a dev diary or dev log. I usually like to call them dev log, but anyway, on this channel. So maybe you'll get to see the makings of a homemade game coming sometime soon. Guess I'm losing my train of thought here. That's something that me and Marshall do a lot. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Also, in his little introductory speech there, he had talked about how he's a aspiring writer, but he has the problem of not being able to write so much. I'm in the same boat. I've always come up with like storylines in my head, and I daydream a lot, and I let them flesh out, and I go to write it down, and then I get distracted. Oh man, I'm like, ooh, game on Steam. Oh, I put 400 hours in that? Okay, let me start writing. Oh, there's another good game. Put 400 hours into it. Oh, and you can see where that goes. These days, too, I have a lot more free time than I used to overall. So, I mean, we'll see where it goes. I have ambitions. I have plans. But I kind of have the problem right now where there's too much that I want to do, so I kind of have to focus on some things. So, I mean, that's a little bit about me. I think I could sit here and monologue all day. I've been going for 16 minutes now. I think you'll find out more about myself just through our little podcasts here. But again, I'm very happy that my buddy Marsh came up with this stuff. This is good. I like this idea of podcasting. This kind of gives us something to do on the weekends and such. And I'm looking forward to being a co-host of that show. I have a feeling he'll probably run the show a lot more than I will, but that's okay. And lastly, I guess this is where I get to make my shameless plug for my Games Lost to the Ages series, which I've already mentioned. We've got quite a slew of games coming up. I brought my PlayStation 2 over here, so we're going to start dabbling into the PlayStation 2 library. Probably going to kick it off with Army Men RTS, I think. I've been thinking about it. I know I did the Army Men games earlier this year, the Sargent Heroes ones, and this game's kind of fun too on the PlayStation 2, so I'll probably break that out and play it at some point. Be doing a bunch of other games. I'll try to mix it up as much as I can. I know I kind of have a military theme bias on those, but we'll see. We'll see where things go. I'm not giving up on Games Lost to the Ages. If I ever take a break from it, I'll probably leave like a channel update or something and tell you what I'm going to be getting into next. Keep you guys in the loop. As always, though, as I usually say when I conclude a series, and this isn't the conclusion of the podcast, but this one it is, but not the whole series itself. I do appreciate all of you who follow our stuff, who listen to us talk, who bear with us, who hopefully laugh and enjoy yourself, maybe relate to us a little bit, who knows. But point is, I appreciate you guys. Your support means a lot to us. To me personally, and I hope for my buddy Marshall too, it's not about the view counts. It's not about the clicks. It's about, are we entertaining people? So if you're having a good time, please let us know. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, click the thumbs up button and subscribe. I mean, if you want to do that, that's great. But if you want to just, leave a comment or something, go right ahead. Because, take a look at our view counts on our videos. We don't get a whole lot. So if you leave a comment, especially something that I can easily respond to, I will get back to you on it. So keep that in mind. We're a small-time channel, so if you want to reach out to us, got anything to say, suggestions, comments, concerns, you name it, go for it. I encourage you to leave comments on our videos and have a good time. And I'm looking forward to doing more of these Social Outcasts broadcasts. There you go. See, I kept purposely saying podcast because that's what it is, and I was tempted to say broadcast all the time, and I just said it there. But yeah, so thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon on future episodes of the Social Outcasts Broadcast Podcast. Social Outcast Podcast. There we go. All right, thanks everyone. Have a good night, and we'll see you in future episodes. Take care now.